Welcome back, friends. Goat Mumbler here. Today we're talking about car EDC, the everyday carry stuff that I keep in my Subaru Outback. No bug out bag, no bug out vehicle, anything like that. This is just the stuff that I carry here every day. Let's check out the door pocket to start. Carry two things here in the door pocket. One is my tactical baton, and the other is some badass mace. This isn't an expensive tactical baton, 20-inch version, something I got at the gun show. Serves a lot of purposes. Number one, you can use it as a glass breaking device right there if you roll up on a wreck and you're trying to get somebody out of a car. The other thing is, say you roll up on a kid being attacked by a dog. Well, jump out with your mace, your tactical baton, and you should be able to handle that situation. If you can't, you can always go to plan B. And man, I hate the plan B because I really love dogs, but you know, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. So, tactical baton and mace. Now, this isn't your mace you'll get on the counter at Walmart or at the bike shop. This is the badass stuff from the cop shop. And the cops have told me, yep, this stuff's pretty nasty. So, always kind of keep that at the ready. And just say you roll up on some guy, just being a jerkweed, you know. Well, you don't want to always have to go to plan B. Hopefully you can take care of it with your tactical baton and mace, and if not, then do what you gotta do. But I kind of like this plan. What else? Well, everybody's got a console. I'm no different. Let's check out what's in my console. First thing, this is my Macgyver Kit. These things are fun to put together. In the front here, I've got some, there's some meds in there. But I've got some, got some wet fire, got some cordage. I've got a spare blade in there, a mini Bic. I've got a small multi-tool right there, waterproof matches. That's some rolled up duct tape right there. Back here I've got my little CRKT Doug Ritter neck knife, very sharp, works pretty good. Got some zip ties in there. I've got some stainless steel wire. I've got a piece of a hacksaw blade right here, and then I cut it off, made a point, so if I have to jab through something. So, just a little Macgyver kit. I like to have those around, they're fun to do. Of course, everybody has their hand sanitizer, Motrin. Got a small little cheap flashlight here that I use quite a bit. In addition to, if I need to go with more power, I'll go to my, my little Phoenix LD20 here. Love that flashlight. I always have a blade on me, but this one in particular, I keep here in the car. This is a SOG Flash 2. I am not a fan of SOG knives, to tell you the truth, and I'm not a fan of serrated blades, but there's a particular reason I got this one. Number one is it's not super expensive. I lost it. No crying there, but I also wanted the serrated edge in case I rolled up on an accident and I need to cut somebody out of a, seat belt or something like that. Clif Bar, awesome flavor, cool mint chocolate. How many of you know what this is? Bet not many. Barf bag. You can collect water in it. You can also barf in it. So next time you're in the emergency room, or say you're taking somebody in the emergency room or visiting somebody in the emergency room, snag you a couple of these. Trust me, you've already paid for them. I've got a wife that gets migraines from time to time, gets really nauseous, and I've got a kid that gets car sick. Never had occasion to use it, but got it if I need it. So now the other stuff is just your normal crap everybody carries. Not going to go in there, you know, lens cleaning tissues and stuff like that. Now up here in this console, that's usually where my weapon will reside if I'm traveling, and next week we're going to Colorado, so that's where we'll keep it. Rather than have it on my hip for 14 hours, I'll have it up there. Otherwise, it usually resides on my hip or in my man purse, and that resides right there. Okay, let's go back to the back and see what else we can find. Alrighty, I've got my Leash, because I rescue a lot of dogs. Got a jug of water for me in case I run out of water and need some really bad, or maybe washing down after a mountain bike ride or something. I've also cut 2 bottoms out of old jugs. I got them stacked in there, and that's in case I run across a dog that I can't get in the car with me and I just want to leave him out some water and some food or something like that and come back and get him later. So always want to have some water in your vehicle. And of course here in Texas it gets pretty hot, so you're gonna have to swap that out occasionally. Here I've got a first aid kit. I'm not going to go into the first aid kit. You build your own. I build mine, but like I said, I'm a cyclist and you can get beat up pretty good at the mountain bike trails. So I have extra 4x4s, extra Neosporin, and plenty of tape. This here is just a kind of a surplus tool bag I picked up at the Army surplus store. In here I've got a safety vest that, like I said, I'm a cyclist and I pick up lots of stuff on the road. All I did was wash this. Looks brand new, so if I have to get out and change a flat tire or help somebody, I've got that, and these days you probably need it. What else we got? Oh, toilet paper. And you know what's most important about toilet paper? It's having more toilet paper. Can't have too much of this stuff. You know, you're waiting at the mountain bike trail for your buddies, that second cup of coffee kicks in. Oh, you'll be glad you have this. Always want to have a couple baggies or two saying got to pick up after your dog or something. This stuff is really not too important. I keep some chain lube in here if I need to lubricate anything, but I keep it in this old pill bottle because they leak sometimes, and as you can tell down there, yeah, it's leaked. Not on my tools though. Now these days, as you know, we just can't work on our vehicles anymore. About the only thing you can do is change an air filter, tighten up a battery cable, and change the battery. So just go to Walmart, pick you up a cheap metric tool set, 10, 12 bucks, and you got some tools to do the minimal things that you can do. Some rags. In here I've got some miscellaneous tools. Oh, here's a cool one. A pair of these Matco pliers, made in Germany. These probably aren't cheap, but once again, found these on the road on a bike ride. They also call me the junk man of the Peloton. I've got so much stuff, you wouldn't believe all the crap I've picked up off the road. I keep just some cheapy spare tools in here, screwdrivers and things like that, another 10mm wrench, some electrical tape. As far as my bike, I've got a little deal of grease. This is where I keep my my ice scraper for the very few times we need it during the winter. Got a metric tape measure for measuring stuff on the bike. It's always metric. And special tool like if I need to change pedals. But carry the special stuff that you need. Multi-tool. But just have some basic tools with you. It doesn't have to be extensive toolkit because not a whole lot you're going to be able to do. Trust me. The thing I am most proud of. A few years ago, my business partner came into the office with one of these. And that's a jump start battery box is what it is. Now I've had the same pair of jumper cables since I was 19 years old. Back in the day when they were made in America, had lots of insulation, the clamps were great, and you had big gauge wire, and they were extra long. But man, they take up a lot of room and they're always a mess. If you call AAA these days, this is what they're going to show up with. They're not coming out with jumper cables. They're going to come out with one of these little jump start box. Now I put this on my Christmas card or on my Christmas list for 2 years, and after Santa didn't bring me one the second year, I just tooled up to Pep Boys on the 26th. Lo and behold, $79.95, but $20 off. This is a 900 amp version. This thing works great. It also has a USB port here. It's got 12 volt. It has air compressor, which I've used a bunch. That's why this thing's down to 79% right now, is because I've used the air compressor a little bit. Got your hose here, air up things. In my case, it was some hand truck tires. And these are just awesome. When the power runs down, you just plug it into an extension cord and it'll tell you when it charges up to like 99% or whatever. You just turn it off and you're ready to go. I can't tell you how much I've used this thing since I've had it, and I darn sure don't miss carrying those big ass battery cables around. Here is my emergency clothes bag, and if you have kids that play sports, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You go to the evening soccer game or something like that, and the sun's out and it's nice at 75 degrees. And here in Texas, it's not unusual for when the sun goes down, temperature drops 20 degrees or 30, or a cold front comes in, it drops 35. So it can be pretty miserable sitting up there. So I've just got a pair of wool hunting socks, spare pair of gloves, an old knit cap, an old base layer, an old hoodie, and a couple of those cheapy ponchos, you know, in case it rains or something. That's all you need. And then usually I take this out in the summertime, but it's still here. So just get you a little cheap duffel bag or something. You probably got something laying around the house, and you just throw this in the car, and it's always there for you. Of course, the Subaru Outback comes with 2 sets of mats for outdoor and the ones that look good, and we've got them both out right now. Last but not least, wet wipes. Man, you just can't do without wet wipes. Like I say, it's great if you have to help somebody or change a tire or something like that. You can clean your hands off. After mountain bike riding, you know, you can get pretty nasty. You're not going to take a shower or anything, but you can get pretty clean with just some wet wipes. And just change them out every now and then, and you'll have fresh ones. So anyhow, that's my EDC car carry system. I know everybody does things different, and because we're all a little bit different. So let me know what you think about what I've got, and if you got any good ideas, you've been using some stuff, let me know what you got. Till next time, you guys be safe, and I hope to see you down the road. Adios.